Rock and roll Chicago, rock and roll Chicago, my hometown. Well, I was born in the city, gonna rock your city, Chicago. Chicago rock and rollers are the best you're ever around.
Yeah, this is Paul Martin
And Ray the Roadie.
for the Rock and Roll Chicago podcast. What's up, Ray?
I think you kind of liked my banjo playing the other day.
Oh, yeah, it was great.
Except those, it's just I haven't had a chance to get the new string, so it still doesn't sound too good. But I think you kind of liked the banjo playing because you kind of took a turn, to a different genre of music today.
Well, yeah, I did, but I don't think he plays any banjo. But by the way, you could get the GHS strings for that banjo,
That's what I'm going to get, and it's going to sound great. I can't wait. By next week, I'll have the new ones.
Yeah, I don't know if it's. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if it's the strings or not. But good luck with that.
Yeah, well, maybe I'll pick up some new picks. That always helps.
yeah. Finger picks, right?
Yeah, they're finger picks. Yeah, they fit real nice.
But we've made a little turn today. You're right, and we're going a little country on you, and we're talking with Nate Venturelli. Northwest Indiana's own Nate Venturelli, singer, songwriter, and country artist.
Yeah, and he is coming along quite rapidly. He's getting some great press nationally.
He's got a song called Union Man that has been getting some national acclaim.
Yeah, definitely. And I like the song for what it is. And of course, being a former union firefighter, I'm 100% behind that song.
Well, that's right. That's great. Let's see what Nate had to say. We talked to Nate, and let's see what's up with Nate.
Let's hear the story.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. Today we're speaking with Northwest Indiana's own country singer, songwriter, Nate Venturelli. How you doing, Nate?
Hey, Nate.
Good. How are you guys?
We're doing well, thank you.
Doing great. COVID-free.
Yeah, that's always good, man.
So I know you've got some success with your latest single or latest hit, Union Man. But we'll get to that. But I want to find out how things got started for you. First of all, let's start there. How did you first get to playing guitar and get in the whole music scene?
So I started playing guitar. I was about maybe 24. I picked it up later on. I learned from YouTube videos really, and just did it after work. And then I started in music. You
learned off of YouTube?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
So never took a lesson then?
No, never a guitar. And then as far as like singing, I always sang really, just like in the car or in the shower or wherever, and really not in front of anybody. And until about a little over 2 years ago, and I played an open mic, and after that I played like a few songs with Nicole Jamaros, and I played a police event, and then I kind of got comfortable doing it. But yeah, for the longest time, I didn't want to start music because I was too scared of what people thought. And then my buddy Brandon encouraged me to get out there and do something with it because he enjoyed the music and believed in me, and he got me started. And I was booked after those few gigs. I was booked pretty much every week up until COVID started. So
is your family musically inclined? You got any musicians or singers, songwriters in your family?
No, not like, big time, but I had a great aunt, and she was a professional singer, but that was a long time ago, in the 50s, I would say. And then my sister sings too. My sister Jenna, she sang in high school in the choir, and she tried out for American Idol, I think, once, but yeah, other than that, it was just no one's really. And my cousin, he plays guitar and sings sometimes, but nothing really. Not like all of us are this musical family,
Right.
So
country's been your genre of choice.
Mine, yeah. I listened to country from when I can remember. I was listening to it with my mother in the car, and Alan Jackson or George Strait, Garth Brooks, Reba McEntire, mostly 90s country, but a few times she played Merle Haggard or something that was on the radio, Hank Williams Jr. But really, it was 90s country I grew up on, and I always listened to it, and I actually stopped listening to it probably freshman year in high school, and kind of started listening to classic rock and punk rock and alternative rock. I was going to
say you had to have some rock and roll in your background somewhere, right?
A little bit, yeah. And, I like Southern rock bands, or I like bands. I like classic rock. I'm not really much of a modern rock fan, but, my favorite band, one of my favorite bands is Skinner and Creedence Clearwater, Molly Hatchet's another one. And
Molly Hatchet.
Yeah.
There's who's the other one?
Marshall Tucker.
Blackfoot.
Yeah. All the Southern rock I really get into, and then after high school, I kind of I got back into it because I started driving at the end of high school, and I had a CD that my mom gave me. I think it was I think it might have been a Brad Paisley CD, and I listened to that, and that got me started to sing, more country music, and I really got into it after that, so.
Well, you got a great country voice. I mean, your voice fits the music.
Yeah, most definitely.
But now you said, going back to, you said you played with Nicole Jamrose. Was that just a one-off thing, a one-night jam, or what was it?
I this was at Goodfellas in Cedar Lake.
Okay.
I went to her show because I just wanted to see live music, and she seemed like she was really good, a really good singer, and I went to go see her play with her band, and she got me to play. Or my buddy Jeff Razel is a realtor in Northwest Indiana.
Yeah, I know Jeff.
Yeah, he's a family friend, and
I know him from his days at Northwoods when he was at Northwoods.
Yeah. And he's a great guy, man. And he talked to Nicole and said, "Hey, man, can Nate do a couple songs for you?" And she said, "Yeah, I agree." And I used her Gibson and played "Simple Man" by Skinner and a Luke Combs song, and I played it. And then Jeff booked me at a police event, and that was a couple days after that. And that in the police event, Nicole's band played, and I played I think it was 2 or 3 songs with their band for opening up for her.
So the first time you played it, you just played it by yourself, right? Played those songs by yourself? Or with the band?
Simple Man, I think the keyboard player was doing that one, but I played Hurricane by Luke Combs by myself with the Gibson she had, and I played with her band a couple days after that.
I've played that Gibson. It's a nice guitar.
Yeah, have you? Yeah.
Yes, I have. Yes. Yeah, I know Nicole and her band quite well. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, I ran sound at the Blue Chip Casino for many years, and I used to play there once a month. So.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
That'd be a great venue to play also,
Yeah, unfortunately, with the COVID days now, they haven't had anything since middle of May,
Yeah, well, I think it's, kind of dying down now. I looked at the cases, and it's about 5% positivity in Lake County. So I think out of out of 1,500 tests, there was 100 positive or something. So it's really gone down quite a bit.
Yeah, it's getting much better everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, I know this is a little bit off the subject, but I know the place out here by me, the testing site is cut its hours way back due to lack of interest. I says, well, nobody's getting tested, so the numbers are going down,
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Of course.
Oh, of course. Yeah. And then when everybody was getting tested, the cases went up and everybody freaked out. And it's like, well, they were always positive, all these people, but they just were never tested for it,
Right.
And I just hope it's a thing of the past in the next couple of months. And I'm just tired of wearing a damn mask, man. I can't. It sucks.
Yeah. So now you've been in the studio working. right?
Yeah.
You've been working on some new songs, I understand, too?
Yeah, I have 2 new songs. She Was Right was one of them, and then I have another song I just wrote. I just finished it like 2 weeks ago. I spent about a month writing it, and it's called "Don't Make Them Like Her Anymore." And those 2 should be out, end of spring, early summer. The 4-song EP will be out. So.
Now you've released Union Man, which has gotten some positive reviews and some great reviews. So tell us a little bit about Union Man and the story behind it.
My grandfather was the union president at Acme Steel in Riverdale, United Steelworkers, and
I know the place well. Yes, I know it. Yeah,
yeah. But it used to be Acme, and it's actually a different local, I think now. But he was the union president and member, I think, for a little over 30 years before he passed away. And he died at 54 of a heart attack. And he was just I was real young when he died. And from what I hear, he was one of the best men that ever worked in that plant. And I hear it from, outsiders, people that worked for him and with him, and I've heard stories from my mom over the years, and I kind of wanted to pay tribute to him, because I'm kind of following in his footsteps in the same. I'm a United Steelworkers also, and I just wanted to write a song about him and how it is growing up into a union, and having a union family, and I wanted to do it also because really there's no songs about it, and I think it's a topic to be talked about more.
It's a great way to memorialize him too.
Thank you.
Just a kid when his daddy died, he had to take care of his mother, welding right in his right hand and a Marlboro Red in the other. Became a brother of the working class. He didn't have time for school. This kid don't grow up so fast, but he knew what he had to do. Papa was a union man. He built a life with his bare hands. He saw the good in everyone. He'd even give you the shirt off his back 8 days a week at Acme Steel. Back breaking hours in the coal plant. There ain't a thing that he couldn't fix, 'cause he never said the words I can. Papa was a union man.
So it's been picked up by several of the unions around the country, correct?
Yeah. Actually, it's been awesome. The feedback's been great.
So how did they get a hold of it, or did you send it to them, or?
So I sent it to the International United Steelworkers. I sent them the video, and I said, hey, tell me what you guys think about it, and I sent it to the International, the Boilermakers, and a couple other unions, and the groups on Facebook, union pages and stuff like that, steel groups, steelworker groups, and I got a lot of feedback from the groups, and it took a few days for the internationals to get back to me, but the Boilermakers actually shared it without me asking them to put it on their page. They said, "We love your song. Look at our page." And I looked, and they shared the video, and United Steelworkers, they did a story on their website, the international website, and then they shared it on their Facebook about 2 weeks after that, or maybe a week after that. And then I started getting shares from a couple of locals in Canada from United Steelworkers. And then I got a share from an ironworker local in Nashville, Tennessee. There's a couple other ones that I had to look at, but yeah, it just snowballed from there, and I'm grateful for everything, man. It's been, I couldn't ask for anything else,
That's a pretty awesome story. That's
yeah, Gary's been real great. Gary Flanagan, he's really helped a lot.
Yeah, I've known Gary for many years as well. But Gary's with G4 Music, and now how did you meet up with Gary and get linked up with him?
So I got asked this yesterday. it's hard to remember, but I think I played a show for him. I opened for him somewhere. I can't remember the first show, but what I do remember is one of the earlier shows I played at Dire Fest. I played a song for one of his other artists, Jerica, and I played a song by Luke Combs, and then I played and I opened for her a few times, and I really, before then I Gary friended me on Facebook, and I friended Jerica, and we talked about me opening for her, and she finally asked him, and that's when I met Gary. So it's been great since then. He's really helped, and the band's been great. So it's just, the team it's more than I can ask for.
Speaking of the band, how did you get everybody together?
They were actually Jerica's band already, and they wanted to do it. They wanted to keep playing. So Gary's like, "Hey, you want to play my band?" I said, "No problem." So we rehearsed for the first time. I think maybe 6 months ago or so, or maybe a little over that. And we've really gotten the band a little tighter now, and we're looking forward to playing some shows this summer.
You got some rockers in that band. I know John Horvath from who played with the Hounds for many years, and
Yep.
Vance, who's played with just about everybody. He played with Nicole, I know, for a long time, and Chris Grove too, as well.
Chris isn't in the band anymore. Rick Titt is the new lead guitarist.
Right.
Are you talking about the keyboard player?
Yeah, Chris Grove.
Yeah. He's he doesn't play the live stuff with us.
Okay.
He's on the studio tracks, and so is Nelson. And they're awesome, man. They made the track sound phenomenal.
Yeah, well, Nelson's a great steel player, and of course he owns Broadway Music. Everybody knows.
Yeah.
Nelson from Broadway.
Yeah.
This podcast is brought to you by Broadway Music.
Hell of an advertisement.
Hey, Ray, what are you doing?
I'm getting my bluegrass on. I'm playing my banjo, except there seems to be something wrong with the strings.
Well, Ray, GHS makes strings for all types of instruments: electric and acoustic guitar, bass guitar, mandolin, ukulele, and even banjo.
Then I'm getting new GHS strings and my banjo will sound better.
I don't think it's the strings, Ray. GHS are easy to play with rich, full balanced tone, available in many different gauges.
Great for all musical styles, so if you play
with the best, play GHS strings. So now you talked about releasing an album, but I've noticed you've released, which is kind of the way the music business has gone, and that is release a song at a time instead of releasing a whole album. When
I just started music, like I said, a little over 2 years ago, and I work full time. I'm a welder for NIPSCO, and it's hard to find time to write a whole album, and in that time period, and to be, I could maybe write an album, but it won't be the songs how I want them. So I take my time on them, and I try to make them. I want to put intricate details in it and get all the instrumentation down, and I want them to be perfect at least in my eyes, and I don't really want anything less than that. And I release these couple songs, and then we're going to release a 4-song EP, and then usually the third step is an album, and put those 4 songs with another 4 or 5 songs we come out with at the end of the year. So
I'm sure some of the guys in the band contribute a little bit. Hey, how about if we do this at this point or whatever, right?
Oh yeah. They really been supportive and teaching me a lot with that, and Gary too. He's a hell of a promoter, and I couldn't ask for a better team, and just the knowledge they have from playing music over the years it's been great.
So tell us a little bit about, you've got another song out right now called Chase My Beer.
Yeah.
And tell us a little bit about the story behind that.
Well, it's about trying to, drown out somebody, and it's over, it's past relationships, and you try to get over someone by going to the bar and having a beer, and shots, and trying to get, it's supposed to be a fun song, and to be played at the bar and have a good time and forget about someone that did you wrong,
It's been 5 months since she left me. Said I was a drunk and that we were never meant to be. Spend most of my days on a broken bar stool. I let the one get away, and now I'm standing here like a fool. So I'll chase my bear with some whiskey to drown out the pain, 'cause she ain't here with me. I'll chase
And I understand that was the first song you wrote?
That was the second song. The first one I wrote was She Was Right, and that'll be on the EP. I just never really played it in the studio because I felt like the other two were stronger songs, so I didn't really release it. So
I see. Is that done recording now or no?
yeah, it's actually in the studio now, and She Was Right in the studio, and we're getting all the instruments for it now, and then I'll go back and do a final vocal, and then I have Don't Make Them Like Her Anymore. I got to go to Gary's today to actually lay down a vocal for that to get all the instruments down. So
Chasing down a beer, talking about shotting a beer at the bar and stuff. That's kind of like, that's a good union. What do you want to call it? Analogy there. Because shotting a beer is a Boilermaker.
Yeah. I don't really know any union workers that don't drink, so I guess it's perfect.
So was it Gary's idea to release the songs one by one?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
Now, how about, are you married?
No, just have a girlfriend. Her name's Megan.
And has she inspired any of your writing?
The one I just wrote, yeah. It's just hard to find the girls my age nowadays. It's hard to find a decent one. That's it's not posting on social media. Like it's just different. And it was different back then, and the morals were different, and just the generation of the women are a lot different, and you don't find anybody that's gonna cook for you anymore or clean. And I'm not saying they should do it all, but she wants to do things for me, and that's it. It's been great having her in my life, and she's just old school, and I appreciate that.
That's very cool.
Very nice. Very nice. So do you have anything, any gigs that you got booked for the upcoming year?
Yeah, I have a couple acoustic ones. The one on the 20th at a bar in Lowell called Bear Skis, and I have one on the 27th. That one is, where was that? Illinois at Rich's Tap in, I think, Beecher, or Moments, I'm sorry. And then I have Buddy and Pals on April 3rd, and I have, what was the other one? April 26th, I have Bugaboos. And then I have, I'm opening for a national act, May 15th for Mitchell Tenpenny. He's a signed artist down in Nashville, so that should be fun. That's a show with Jimmy Starr.
Are these gigs just yourself or with the band, or?
I have the Buddy and Pals is a full band. The one with Mitchell, I think it's going to be a full band. I don't know 100% yet, but we're leaning towards that. And what's another one? There's a couple fests we're playing at the end of the year. I think Popcorn Fest was one of them. And then I think that's in Valpo. I never played it. I've never been to there, but we're just trying to book bands right now. It's hard to find anyone opened up right now. So,
right.
But yeah, that's all.
Well, at least you got something. It's more than something.
Yeah, there's a few more, but I'd have to look at the schedules.
All right. Well, it's more than many other bands have.
Yeah.
No, there's others, they have nothing.
Yeah, I know it. It's been terrible, man. Terrible.
What kind of copy music do you play? I mean, obviously it's country, but I mean, like in the vein of what artist?
Who do I kind of base it off of, Brooks and Dunn or Luke Combs, or I don't know if you know any of these artists, but
Oh, sure.
Chris Stapleton's a huge songwriter. I'd like to look up to him. It's more, I kind of want to bring, a kind of a 90s / Americana sound back, and just a deeper, 3 chords and the truth kind of thing. And it's just lost in country now. It's just a lot of hip hop country, and it's just not what it was, and I think that Luke Combs tries to bring it back. Riley Green does. And I think it should be brought how it used to be, because that's what country music is. And if it's not played, and 20 years from now, nobody's even going to know what it is anymore,
Yeah,
So,
yeah, I agree with you. As a matter of fact, I had a question here written down for you to ask you about hip hop and when country and hip hop actually collided,
Yeah, it's, people say Garth Brooks. That's when it flip-flopped over. But I think I would say late 90s, early 2000s is when it really flipped over to kind of a more upbeat country and more studio beats and less instruments played on the tracks, and hip hop beats, and they kind of sang country to hip hop beats, and people liked it, and it just been, I guess, working for the last 20 years.
I guess it does work. I mean, a lot of it is very popular. So
yeah, and it's popular, but I'm just not a huge fan of the real like Florida Georgia Line, Luke Bryan, and just can't get into it that much. So it doesn't really have meaning to the songs.
Now you've played some pretty big shows and opened for some other national artists.
Yeah.
Who, where, and who have you played for?
I played for Jason Michael Carroll. I opened for him twice, actually. Great guy, man. He was, he's got some great songs, and I don't think he's on a label anymore, but he was a great guy. I opened for, you probably wouldn't know. These are new artists from Nashville, Adam Doliak and Austin Burke. I think they're on a Sony deal. I opened for them too, and then I'm opening for Mitchell Tenpenny in May. So I'm hoping to get more of these. When the bigger guys come up here to Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, Ohio, we're going to try to see if we can work something out in opening. So I hope to open for more national acts. It's a lot of fun. So
great way for to get exposure too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's a huge deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When are you open for Mitchell Tenpenny? Where? I mean.
Fair Oaks down south of.
Okay.
Vermont. Yeah.
Well, I didn't realize they were having shows down there now.
Yeah, they're having one. I don't think they are now, but by May, I think they got the go ahead. So I think by then it should be fine. Hopefully.
No, definitely.
When was the last live show that you did? Have you done any recently?
Last live show I did was Bugaboos in Cedar Lake with Frank Rivoli, my good buddy from my childhood. So that was fun.
Was that very long ago, or did you?
It was. Let's see, maybe 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, something like that. And it was actually the first. I think it was the first show I played after I released Union Man. So there was a lot of people there, and it was awesome. And it got to a point, maybe it was packed when we got there at 7 to set up. It was a full bar, and then people just kept coming in. And at one point there was like probably 10 people outside that couldn't get in, or people left because it was crowded. And it sucks, that they couldn't stay for the show, but it's a great feeling to have a packed bar.
Sure. Were you worried about COVID though, or anything like that?
No, I don't care. No.
Yeah, Bugaboos. I've been to Bugaboos. It's not the biggest place.
No. That's and it was a packed bar, and then they had the other side, the restaurant side. That's where everybody was overflowing to, and they couldn't really see the show because of the wall, and some of them left, but. They took out. I think they took out some tables, so it was a little more open in the middle. But it was the whole bar. Just everybody was shoulder to shoulder, you know, even people on the patio outside and smoking and doing whatever, you know. So even if it's a bar that fits 20, as long as it's packed, I don't care, you know. I play the same. So I like a dive bar every now and then.
Yes. Sometimes they're the most fun.
Yeah. It's more personable.
A honky tonk.
Yeah. A honky tonk.
That's right. So I heard that there's a guy out of New York, for a New York Times writer. He's doing a feature on you. He's also a guest host. Yeah.
Bruce Feiler, he's doing he read the story on United Steelworkers International page, and he contacted Gary off of my music page and said, "Hey, I'm a New York Times writer, 7-time bestseller for New York Times." And Gary's like, "No way." So he looked him up, and he was real, and he wanted to do an interview, and I met him on Zoom, and it was him, Bruce, and we talked for, man, it was close to maybe almost 2 hours. And he was just trying to get the story out for his new book and an article in the newspaper. And he's actually going to interview my mother too. So that'll be great for her also. So
that hasn't come out yet.
No, it hasn't. He's waiting until I think he's doing a new project or something. And he said he would let me know when it was out, and I could, you know, of course, print it out. That's one newspaper I'd probably never get into again. So maybe I'll fly up there to get it or something, man. So I hope.
That's awesome.
So I want to give a shout out to Brandon, your buddy Brandon, who actually got you moving on the whole process. Right?
Yeah. Brandon Bisping. Yeah.
And I want to thank Brandon for doing so, because you're doing a great job, you know.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Now, is Brandon a musician or no?
No, but he's a hell of a promoter. So it worked out well, and he believed in all the music, and, you know, he still comes to shows, but he's just got a lot going on with his job, and he moved to Michigan, and he's gonna be moving back here soon. So, and he's always been a huge supporter of me. So
it's good to have a friend like that.
Yeah, someone that believes in it.
So now your music can be found on Spotify and where else?
Spotify, Apple, Pandora, Amazon, YouTube Music, Tidal, Napster, all the major music streaming platforms, and you can find it on my Facebook page, and then you can find it on my website, nateventurelli.com. So,
and Facebook is just Nate Venturelli, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Very good. I appreciate you spending some time with us today.
No problem, man. Anytime.
Thank you very much. Sounds like you're going to be going a long way.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Yeah. Good luck with that. Good luck with everything, and continued success.
Awesome, man. Thank you. Hope to see you soon.
Definitely. Most definitely. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Yep. No problem.
So that was Nate Venturelli, singer-songwriter and country artist from Northwest Indiana.
Yeah, I got a good feeling about him. I think he's going to be up and coming quite quickly.
Well, he's up and coming quite quickly as it is.
Yeah, he's moving along. I mean, he's got some great music, and he's getting some great reviews. And, you know, I wouldn't doubt seeing him down in Nashville recording. Yeah,
well, it's two great songs I know that we've listened to now. Union Man and Chase My Beer are pretty cool tunes.
Yeah, they are. They are. I mean, it's amazing that he took up guitar playing at such a late age. You know, most people start a little bit earlier.
Yeah, and I know for a fact that a lot of people have trouble playing once they are at a later age. True. It's especially something like the guitar where you got to really toughen up them fingers. And but he learned via YouTube, and I guess that's the way of the world now, right? See, there's still hope for both of us. Yeah, maybe I'll look up. I'll bet you there's some banjo stuff on YouTube. Oh, sure. There's tons of banjo stuff. Yeah. Maybe I'll check that out. Maybe, you know what? Maybe I'll just make a YouTube video. See what kind of hits I get. All right. Yeah.
I think that might be good. Well, as soon as I get them new strings.
What kind of hits? You might get punched in the face. I don't know.
Well, if you don't like the bluegrass, don't listen to it.
Okay. Well, I definitely like Nate's stuff, and he's doing a great job out there promoting, and along with his promoting company, his management, G4 Music Group with Gary Flanagan. And we wish him the best of luck and continued success with what he's doing.
Most definitely. Make sure you all check him out. Check his website, his Facebook page. And when he gets out around here, definitely go and see him. Otherwise, if you got nothing to do, you should go check out the Illinois Rock and Roll Museum on Route 66 in beautiful downtown Joliet, Illinois. Should be opening hopefully this summer. But until then, check out their website, roadtorock.org. And sign up for a charter membership. That's right, folks, a charter membership. You get all kinds of cool benefits.
Yes, indeed. Very cool.
I'm a charter member.
Oh, yeah, so am I think.
You are, I believe.
Yes, I am. Yes,
we both are.
I don't know. It's been so long. I've been cooped up in the house too long, I think.
Yeah, well.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, everybody. We'll see you next week, and have a great day.
See you next Tuesday. Same rock station, same rock time, same. No, it doesn't fit in with the Batman thing. See you next week, everybody.
Rock and Roll Chicago podcast does not own the rights to any of the music that's played on this podcast.
The music is used to promote the band or musicians that are interviewed.
Rock and Roll Chicago.